Back. Today we are going to be playing through Arcade Spirits, a super fun visual novel I discovered earlier in the year. I actually got it as a part of a bundle with a bunch of other games there, but you can find it for yourself both on itch.io and on Steam. I believe it's about 20 USD. I don't know what that is in Canadian. But yeah, it's a blast. But yeah, we'll be playing through both this game as well as its sequel, which came out this year, called The New Challengers. And it's also super fun. So yeah, so this will be a fun little series. Oh, we're about to have a visitor. Come here, Lucy. My cat has joined us. She loves this game. So yeah, we will. I'm just gonna do a little bit of setup. I hope you can't hear that humidifier, because now I cannot get up because there's a cat on my lap. Okay, this is fine. Okay, we're good? We're good? Oh, no. Yeah. Stream manager? We're good. Okay, yes, Lucy. Hi, baby. But yeah, I think we'll stay within, I guess I've kind of set a precedent for myself. We will be doing a non-romance route with this. And yeah, but there are 6 lovely love interests to pursue their routes, including one kind of secret 7th love interest. But yeah, it's an absolute blast. I played through every single route in this game, and yeah, it's super fun. The creators have done a really amazing job with it, as well as the sequel. It's a franchise that I'm glad I got to play. I can speak. This is fine. But yeah, so I will stop rambling, and instead we will jump in. I'm gonna make sure that okay, we're good. We're good. I don't know how high the music is. Yeah, it's fine. Right, Lucy? Lucy's very, excited to watch. She's getting chin scratches right now. Oh, streaming cat. Okay, and start. Game start. Database system online. New profile detected. Analyzing. New profile. 237771. Economic bracket, lower middle. Employment category, bleak. Current emotional health rating, low. Ideal candidate for premium level assistant. Proceed. Negative. Premium level assistance requested. Proceed. Negative. Pretty please? Negative, not gonna allow. Overriding denial of assistance. Establishing premium services for profile 23771. I wonder if that's a, what's it called? Hex code? Like for colors and stuff? I'll have to look that up later. Justification? Hope. Hope should be rewarded. Spirit must be restored. Now compiling personal metadata. Oh my goodness. So we will get to make our little guy. I'm planning on doing my original kind of character for this, which is Cora Andrette. But yeah, so you could be Ari Cater. I just wonder if that's possibly mean. Another, you get to choose your pronouns. Cora uses they. Doing the medium. Yeah, that's there they are. Do I remember the exact? I think it was that. I'm trying to remember from my when I played this personally. Okay, that's starting to look like them. I think we gave them black hair. Pretty sure. Yeah, it was like no, it was like this. I'm happy with that. Yeah. And then give them. I think it was kind of this like orangey. I just remember them being orange. But I'm happy with that. That looks like Cora to me. Alright, then editing. Name, Cora Andrette. Pronoun, they. Is this correct? Yes, that's correct. Premium level assistance for profile 23771, Cora Andrette has been activated. for the sake of their hopes and dreams. Following is a work of fiction. All references to trademark classic arcade titles are used under nominative fair use and should not be considered an endorsement of their publishers or creators. Yes, Fiction Factory Games, they're doing it. I really, really enjoy the writing stuff written by... Oh no. I realized I don't know how to pronounce the last name. Stefan Gange and Schumann. Uh-oh. I don't know how to pronounce these things. Level 1, put your quarter up. Also, I don't know if I've ever actually been inside an arcade before. But I'm having a blast playing this game anyway. I was not really a video game kid growing up. Not that I'm really a video game kid now. I hope you cannot hear that humidifier. The cat is still on my lap. The minute she gets up, I will be turning it off. I'm very sorry if it's in the background. But yeah, I don't know. I was like a Wii kid. A Wii kid. I was very small. No, I played the Wii. I played like Lego games and stuff. I was not really a hardcore. I was not going to any arcades. I don't know if there are any around here. I'm sure there are. I was never privy to them. Okay, into the game. It is the future year 20XX, a dark era in which mankind is pushed to the brink of catastrophe. Yeah, it is. You're so right. Woe be it to the human race, plagued by evil, terrifying, utterly sinister, I don't know. Robots, maybe? Evil robots? How's that work? Yeah, no, sorry. The future year 20XX is pretty much what you expect it to be. Non-flying cars, smartphones, pro gamer celebs, internet trolls, personal assistant AI, cheese-flavored snack foods. But even with the such wonders as 20XX holds, to date, I've had no part in any of them. I've worked a dishwasher, a shoe salesperson, and a lifeguard for the local community pool. I don't care what era of human history you live in, kitties being in the pool is pretty much a constant thing. Trust me on this. As for the bustling metropolis of 24-hour neon utopia you see here, my little corner of it isn't nearly as shiny and cool. Let me show you. Yeah, you know what, that tracks. Little shitty apartment. Behold, my quaint little apartment. Quaint, not shitty, of course. Can't complain, really. It's paradise in a relative sense. I only pay half the rent. Thanks. Neighborhood stabbings have been down this year. You know what, where I'm from, yeah, that would be pretty good. Also, my roomie picks up any stray socks or shirts I leave lying around. In fact, as things go, I'm living large compared to most of my family tree. Or at least I was before today.
You got fired from another job?
Oh.
Seriously? That's 3 jobs since we left the suburbs.
The horrified-looking young woman there would be my roommate and childhood friend, Juniper. She is so cute. Like, oh, I forgot it works differently. Uh-oh. I don't know what the code... There it is. Isn't she so cute? Ugh, obsessed. Juniper is the one who spearheaded this effort to co-rent an apartment. She's also the one who encourages me whenever I lose a job. Like, you know, today.
I don't get why you aren't more upset about this. I'm upset. I'm upset on your behalf. Come on, share the load a little, okay?
I mean, if you're upset for me, I don't need to be upset. I mean, this is... Pool's closed, Juniper. Not much I can do about that. Why get upset? Because you actually enjoyed that job. More than you enjoyed dishwashing soap and smelly socks at the very least. I'm not complaining. I'm not the complaining sort. These things just happen. Things fall apart. Center does not hold. That's a bit morbidly poetic, isn't it? No, I mean, the community center literally fell apart and the pool won't hold water anymore. Whatever. I'll just get another job. Any job will do, as long as we can make the rent, right? Wrong! I saw how mopey and tired you were, coming home every night from those other crappy jobs. At least when you got back from the pool each day, I sometimes caught you smiling.
What's the point of us moving away from home if not to get away from all of that? I mean, we both left that town so we could try to find happiness, right? I just want us to be happy. Both of us.
You're so sweet. I thought you hated your job.
Come on.
No deflecting, this is about you. My mind's made up. We're going to get you a job that's just as good, if not better, than the lifeguarding job. Let's start from the top. What's your dream? Well, I'm standing in front of my class to give a speech, and I forgot to put on my pants, and your dream job. Oh. I don't know, Jupiter. I've never really given it any serious thought.
I've got it.
Oh, hey. I think I've got just the thing to help you out. Juniper pulls out her phone, rapidly tapping an unlock code onto the glass board, pointing out a little pink icon. It's a virtual life cope app. Mine keeps me from being too late to meetings. Totally free, too. My cousin introduced it to me. Wasn't he the guy who ended up in the ER after making a homemade flamethrower? It wouldn't have worked if he got the fuel mixture in his water gun right. Anyway, I'm sending a copy to you now. I got a pop-up an hour ago offering me 500 points just for recommending it to a friend. Great timing, huh? You know what? Get those points, girl. Well, yeah. Well, as long as you're earning points, I guess. At least give it a try, okay? Maybe it can point you at some good jobs. Ones with less socks and or urine. You know what? That's important. I'll think about it. Okay, but don't think too long, right? In the end, I installed the app. Couldn't bear to see Juniper fretting over me like that. Not that I found it annoying. I mean, it's more like she has enough trouble in her own life without troubling herself for my life, too. Both of us had a rough, up to and through the point where we left home to try and start a new life, a better one. She deserves better than me and my problems. Bless her heart, she means well. She's been firmly in my corner for all my life. The two of us, against any dark forces aligning against me. I'll fix that humidifier. 1 second. Okay, I've turned it off for now. I think it should be okay. That's not to say she's good at being my advocate. Enthusiastic, yes, but skilled, no. Typically, the fantastic opportunities and self-help resources she sends my way are pyramid schemes or something. She's gung-ho about lending me a helping hand, but yeah. So the main reason I went ahead and installed the app was to make sure Juniper wasn't about to get her kidney sold on the old black market or something. Yeah, still, no sense messing around with it now. A good night's rest would act as a neat little emotional reset button, right? Right. No dreams, no nightmares. Just 8 hours of sweet, sweet black. By the time morning light leaked in through the cracks in the blinds, I didn't care anymore about being unemployed again. Juniper had already left to catch a bus in her office. She typically leaves before dawn, but she left a note for me, pinned to the tiny fridge we shared. Remember, download app, find your job, make money, sort your life out. I believe in you. She's so sweet. So, moment of truth. Do I trust in Juniper's weird little app or just go in some job that pays well enough to cover the bills? You know what? We'll give this weird little app a shot. For the plot. Figuring at the very least her miracle app could possibly help me find a job. I load it up, tap the icon, and...
Hello!
Oh, hello! Huh? Okay, see, that's what I mean. Anyone else would freak out over a cute girl climbing out of their phone. Me, I just went, huh. Also, it's one of those new kind of 3D screens, so, you know, not actually magic realism here. Very normal in the distant year 20XX.
Thank you for downloading Iris, your personal life coach. This is the ad-supported free version. Sponsored by Pizza Yums. Did you know that when you have pizza on a bagel, you can have pizza anytime? Wow. Would you like to subscribe to Pizza Facts?
Yes, absolutely we
Thank you for
would.
subscribing to Pizza Facts. I'm here to help you get your dream job, your dream house, and your dream partner. I'm here to make all your dreams come true.
Pretty tall order for an app to do, or are you some kind of wish-granting genie? Well, I suppose in the modern parlance, a massively interconnected data-searching virtual assistant could be considered a kind of genie in a bottle. But honestly, all I can give you is the chance to improve your life. What you do with it is up to you. I can cross-reference search data for you, but without motivation, you won't get anywhere. I glanced up from my phone at the heaps of laundry and half-finished books and other items strewn about my apartment. Motivation is something I have tons of. Honest.
Hooray!
That's super! I'm really looking forward to working with you, but before we begin, do you have any questions? Sure, why should I use this app at all? I mean, my phone already has a voice-activated assistant AI. I can just say, hey phone, search the web for job listings, and it works just as well. But I have an advanced emotional language interpreter. I'm smarter than the average program with more heart. I can help you sort your life out by analyzing your personality and finding the perfect path in life. All thanks to my glorious, wondrous, patent-pending, super-duper identity identifier system. Between you and me, they really wanted an acronym that matched my name, but they couldn't figure out what to do with the letter R. Would you like to know more? You know what? For viewers' sake, sure, give me the sales pitch. Every time you think about saying something, I can tag it with an identity. That way, you can be the sort of person you want to be. This system allows me to better understand who you are and what you need from life. I do this by analyzing your tone, inflection, and word choice. I can spot 5 different identity identifiers in your responses to people: quirky, steady, kindly, gutsy, and basically. Sounds to me like your programmers also wanted a bunch of things ending in Y. That's correct. My branding game is on point. Quirky responses use jokes, snark, and sarcasm to make light of a situation. Just a thing for picking up someone's spirits, but a badly timed joke might not win over the room. Steady responses are sincere, honest, and logical. When you stop and think before speaking, you're on steady ground, but that might not take someone's feelings into account. Kindly responses are compassionate and empathetic and gentle in nature. They're careful with the feelings of others, but sometimes they're a bit wishy-washy as a result. Gutsy responses go with your gut. When you're brash, bold, risk-taking, instinctive, you're gutsy. But it also means being blunt, confrontational, and aggressive, so be careful. Lastly, you can always take a basically option. It's a balanced and neutral response, safely moving the conversation along while learning more and digging deeper. Over time, I'll build up a personality profile for me based on the identity identifiers detected in your speech. Maybe it'll be predominantly quirky, genuinely steady, a mix of both. Who knows? It's up to you. So what? You're saying I should always try to crack jokes or be super gutsy? Oh, and never speak basically. I mean, being basic's bad, right? It sounds bad.
Nope.
Heck no. They're all useful in the right context. There are no bad choices. Consider what you could say and go with what feels right in the moment. Don't limit yourself. Sure, you could gamify your personality, but it's more fun to let it happen naturally, you know? Just be you. Now, let's see my patent-pending identity identifier system in action. How do you feel about dad jokes? You know what? We could... Hi, jokes. I'm Dad. Seriously? Seriously? Hey, I never said I was good at dad jokes. Just that I could go for them. So now that you've seen the identity indicators in action, do you want to see the indicators like that so you can always make informed decisions? If not, I can hide the indicators, keep it a surprise. That way, it doesn't influence your decision making. It's up to you. I will be using them. Okay, you'll see the indicators in all their glorious color. What if I'm colorblind? That's why they're also uniquely shaped icons. Don't worry, I got your back. Anyway, as we go along, I'll analyze and tally your identity identifiers. In fact, let me show you now.
Work.
Wait, you look at that. Such a strong personality. You asked me a single question. Off to a great start, I'd say. Hang on, you're scoring me? Didn't you say not to gamify my personality? Hey, I said you shouldn't. I'm an app. I think in numbers, so I gotta gamify it a little. Anyway, studies show that achievements, or Chivos as the kids say, encourage app engagement. Okay, well, what's the empty space on the left? Oh, I also track vocal responses from people you meet. Once you get to know some folks, I'll let you know how well you're getting along with them over there. Relationship scores. Wonderful. So you'll also tell me what the correct responses are to avoid making enemies, or do I need to go find a walkthrough for the vast game you're making of my daily life? Cora, you're looking at this the wrong way. Generally, people won't get super annoyed at you unless you deliberately and repeatedly provoke them, so it'll be obvious when you're doing that. I promise that if you bungle a few social encounters, it really won't hurt anything. No cheating needed, just relax and have fun. You can access your scorecard anytime you'd like with the Q key, or click on the score in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. There we go. There she is. She's so cute. And that's everything. Ta-da! Okay, but how is any of that supposed to help me get a job? I only downloaded the app because my roomie claims you're a great life coach for the unemployed. What good will taking the quiz off the back of a supermarket checkout rack do anything with that?
Why, it'll help me understand your spirit, of course.
You can talk to ghosts? Is there a ghost in this room right now? Am I a ghost? You have to tell me if I'm a ghost, that's the rule.
No, silly. I mean your spirit. Your hopes and dreams. Your life's passions. I can even help you find romance.
Romance? Seriously? Seriously. Often, you can find your soulmate and your dream job in the same place. But if you'd rather focus on gainful employment for now, that's fine too. Workplace dating, well, that's a recipe for disaster, and hitting on coworkers right from day one can be kind of awkward. Or am I looking for love and ready to start right out of the gates? Never get a second chance to make a first impression. If I meet the right person, why put it off? How do I want to handle this new opportunity? You know what, we will say, I'm not interested in romance, Iris. Am I sure about this? If I tell Iris I'm not interested, that means no romance whatsoever in my future, but plenty of friendship. Is that what I really want? Yes, I'm not interested in romance. Yeah, that's not really my priority. I'd rather you not try to matchmake me with anyone now or in the future, okay? Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have assumed. Duly noted for your personal metadata. And besides, it's not like you won't be building friendships or social connections. I'm plenty of help on that front, I promise you. Okay, sounds good. Now, let's get started. To finish analyzing your personal history, please authorize me to read your social media feeds and personal information metadata. Ha, I knew it. This is some kind of scam. I'm going to wake up in a bath full of ice missing a kidney. Sure, I can help you register as an organ donor.
Bad command or file name?
Oh, you were being sarcastic. Sorry, I haven't quite finalized analyzing your personality. I couldn't tell. Relax, I won't share your information with any third parties. This is strictly so I can find your dream job. Am I authorized? Another wonderful Juniper recommendation here. Just like the 17 self-help books on my shelf, so 18 times the charm, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Please enjoy this recorded music.
So, do I just stand here or...
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for waiting. I've identified your dream job and arranged an interview 30 minutes from now. Please put on some nice clothes. Nicer than those, please. I don't think that's too much to ask. What? For your interview, silly, I want you to look your best. But, just... Oh, okay, how did you land my dream job in 20 seconds flat? Simple. I'm awesome like that. Now, get a move on. Tut-tut, you need to catch the 8:20 a.m. bus, and that's just 9 minutes away. Well, this is happening. But I do have a chance to get off this runaway train. No one says I have to obey my new digital fairy godmother. I could delete the app and go find a real job. That'd be the safest option. I could... We're gonna get dressed for Iris' job interview. Oh, what'd I do? Where am I? A normal person, someone with high standards, would delete the app right there instead of hop on a bus to meet up with what were very likely men with sharp knives and a taste for kidneys. But me, I was already getting dressed before she finished that sentence. It's not like I believed in the silly little app's claims it's serving my hopes and dreams on a silver platter. Honestly, I expect another shoe shop job at best. But, well... You know what? What the hell? Let's do this. Juniper's right. I need to get my life in gear. So what's the harm in diving into something this wacky? Okay, there could be a lot of harm, granted, but the alternative is to mope around an apartment for weeks and then... Gads, go get a job anyway. So I thought, screw it. I'm on this runaway train. Let's go see how far it goes. And I come to the realization, weeks later, turns out that was the best impulsive decision I've ever made. I love definitely not the subway up there. Whoopsoo. It's probably whoops up, actually. It's just kind of, I guess it could be a B or an E. I like whoopsoo though. That's what I'm going with. The bus drops me off, oddly enough, not very far from Juniper's office building. Although my destination isn't nearly as upscale as that. This is, well, it's a strip mall. Strip malls are a relic of 19XX, places where a random assortment of weird little businesses jam as many of themselves into a tight space as possible. For instance, I'm seeing a dentist, always, a used bookstore called The Whole Story, an arcade, a fast food joint, and a boarded up health spa, once called Lattes and Enemas, which...
Listen!
What do you think? I think that's two things no human being should ever combine. No, I mean about your future place of work. I'm desperately hoping we're not talking about the same thing. Which of these businesses exactly am I working at? I don't know. It's not called Dentist Spirits. I don't know anything about oral hygiene or old books, and I'd rather not be a fry cook. The one in the middle, silly. What, behind the arcade? It is the arcade. Huh. Trust me on this. I reference and cross-reference your personality details, personal history, and social media connections. This is your dream job. My dream job? Really?
99.97%.
I should probably explain my confusion. Arcades are big business in the entertainment sector. Pro gamers are celebs, 5-star arcades are social hotspots. It's always been popular with the mainstream. But, well, restaurants are popular too, right? And for everyone who opens one hoping to be the next Iron Chef, a dozen more shut down in failure. Arcade competition is fierce. Paydays range from peanuts to gold, and sure, those who make it can secure fame and fortune, but those who don't, well, no wonder Iris sees this as a dream job. Video games weren't always as popular though. I read an interesting article about it once. Back in the year 1980X, we narrowly avoided a serious industry crash, which would have left video games as a kid's toy fad like hula hoops. No mainstream acceptance. For instance, one of the factors could have been a terrible game based on a kid's movie about a cute alien visitor who wanted to phone home. If this game was complete poop butts, like poop from a butt, and massively overproduced, it ruined video games for years. Fortunately, cooler heads prevailed. That game was delayed until it could be developed properly and the crash was averted. The crisis only exists in theory now. Sometimes, I wonder what it'd be like for people in the darkest timeline, where everything went wrong. Are gamers still considered nerds and outcasts? Are arcades vanishing points of nostalgia? The mind boggles. But make no mistake, as possible as they are, the arcade industry is a dodgy, risky prospect for a job. Plenty make a run at it, only to come up short. Considering Iris was tasked with getting me a job I enjoy and could keep for more than a few months, this left me a bit confused. Iris, this isn't me saying no, it's an interesting prospect, but I mean, are you sure about this? You say you're 99% sure.
99.97%.
Won't this be like my lifeguard job though? Satisfying but short-lived? This arcade doesn't exactly look like a 5-star. It's no Deco's Palace, that's for sure. And to be perfectly honest, I haven't set foot inside an arcade in 15 years. Huh. I really remember enjoying arcades when I was a kid. I wonder why I stopped going to them. Iris interrupts that thought, eager to show off her
My
homework.
sources say yes.
Trust me, when I said it was 99.97% sure, I meant it. That's not some arbitrary number. I'm designed to be a bit silly and whimsical, but my math is deadly serious. My coders made me to be a warm and personal front of a database array that's currently laser targeted on getting you exactly what you need, right here, right now. And when the place inevitably collapses and I lose my dream job, what makes you think that's going to happen? Because it does. It always does. I don't think your database accounts for my family curse. We've always had to, compromise, settle, because things rarely work out. You always have to be ready for the worst. It's why I take things in stride these days. Does that mean you shouldn't even try? I open up the protest and then close it. As often my life tends to crumble out from under me, it's not like she was wrong. Still to try. I mean, what the hell? Why not? Buy the ticket, take the ride. That's what I told myself when I walked out the door this morning, wasn't it? No matter how risky, I owed it to myself to jump in with both feet. When it all came crashing down, well, I'd recover before I'd recover again. Meanwhile, may as well take the opportunity in front of me. So I opted to push on through those doors and see what awaited me on the other side. The air conditioning hits me like a cool breeze, albeit one smelling of copper and corn chips. It's early in the morning on a weekday, so it's not too packed with gamers, although it's so packed with games, I'd probably have a hard time finding anyone anyway. At once, I'm struck by something odd. I actually recognize most of these games. Neat. Considering I haven't walked to an arcade in over a decade, that's probably not great. Lots of vintage stuff here from the looks of it, like really old. Although I don't recognize that game with the stage light and things. Maybe it's karaoke or dancing, a Japanese import?
My sources say yes.
Checking. That would be Showtime Stage, a collaboration of Mihana Heavy Industry Concern and Hubris Records in Germany. It's won a lot of awards. Huh. I recognize most of these. Whoa, is this seriously a Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze? But the one in the middle with the split screen is new to me. Fist of Discomfort, a hybrid real-time strategy and brawler beat-em-up. It's actually not that new, it's been a staple of the ePort scene for the last 8 years. 2 genres I was utterly lousy at last time I checked. And over here is an old lady. Sorry ma'am, I was just talking to myself and had an overwhelming urge to complete my sentences. Thankfully, I don't think she even registered me calling her old. She looks up from her knitting, seated behind the Ticket Prize redemption desk, and offers a wrinkly smile. I am obsessed with her little, cardigan. It's so cute.
Well, hello there. Always nice to meet someone new in the Funplex.
The what?
Francine's Arcade Funplex. Didn't you see the sign out front, dear? Well, I chose to knock off the first 2 words when they got knocked off the building during the storm of 1980. Now it's just the Funplex, I suppose. So, how can I help you, dear?
Genie, my phone set up a job interview for me. Magical space fairy or something that lives in my phone told me to come here and find my dream job.
Hello!
Hello, I'm the magical space fairy, apparently. I'm half expected her to send me packing. Pretty impulsive of me to just talk about Iris like that, but she took it in stride.
My, oh my.
Oh, hello! My, what they can do with technology these days. I really do marvel at the amazing things young people have in 20XX. Although I'd simply love to take a sledgehammer to those blasted video game consoles that eat at my bottom line, she said with just a kind-hearted and warm smile.
Please, call me Francine. As in, Francine's Arcade Funplex. Get it? Actually, thinking about it, I suppose we were originally Frederick's Arcade Funplex, named after my dear departed husband. Sadly, he died peacefully in bed some years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, don't be. He died doing what he loved. Having intensely physical relations with me.
You know what? Good for y'all. Good for y'all. That's information I need to know. Yeah. And you are? Cora Andret, ma'am. Very well. Shall we retire to the office to conduct your interview? I'd carry it out here, but it is rather noisy, isn't it? Yeah, about that. How do you deal with the constant noise anyway? Oh, eventually you just learn how to filter out all the beeps and the boops. That can take weeks to become acclimated, I've found, but in the end... Done. She quirks an eyebrow. Well now, that's faster than the others. Not bad. So, shall we see what you're made of? This way, please. A penguin there, baby. Francine leads me down a back hallway past public restrooms and into a door marked employees only. It takes all of my restraint not to point out the extraneous apostrophe. Welcome to our backstage oasis. I suggest we do this in Gavin's office, but it's a bit too untidy. I don't blame the boy. He's been so overworked lately. Please, have a seat and we'll begin. As quirky as this place is, and its owner may be, at least I'm confident that I can nail the interview portion of the proceedings. I've interviewed for a dozen jobs and held down 3. I know all the standard questions. What are your greatest strengths? What do you see as your weaknesses? Once I even had to describe how to assemble a Lego set to prove my communication skills. Considering anybody washing dishes, I'm not sure why, but the point is, I'm confident, prepared, ready.
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
What?
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
Right, okay. Maybe this wouldn't be a typical job interview after all. No problem, go with the flow, let's do this. I think we would be... What would we be? We're gonna be a pterodactyl soaring through the sky. I've always wanted to be a bird, so... Wait, no, all dinosaurs are basically birds. Let me rephrase. I've always wanted to be a flying bird, so pterodactyl, swooping around, catching autographs, staying way away from meat eaters. Really? How exciting! Even if, technically speaking, pterodactyls aren't dinosaurs.
What's your favorite snack?
Snack? If this was a favorite food question, I'd have this down easy. It's tacos. Always tacos. But snacks?
When you have pizza on a bagel.
Pizza bagels. Say pizza bagels. When pizza on the bagels, you can have... Hush you. Come now, dear. I don't have all day. After giving a good thought, well, how could I forget my favorite snack? You know what? We'll have a tasty apple with almond butter. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. If I'm hungry, I need something that's got enough nutrients and protein to carry me through the rest of the day. That's good. You know how to plan accordingly for any situation. You know what they say, you are what you eat. Next question. Nothing I have prepared is helping to plan with this odd interview. I brace myself for the next one.
What assets can you bring to the team during the inevitable zombie apocalypse?
Is this an interview for real or is this a dream? As I look into Francine's deadpan expression, I know she's being 130% serious. Medical. And hey, no lawyers left to sue for malpractice. Medical, definitely. In a world without lawyers, I'm sure I could do a reasonable job. But seriously, I did have to take a first aid class when I worked my previous jobs, and CPR lessons. That's a great point. Doctors and nurses will all be exposed to assorted patient zeros and be the first ones eaten. People with any medical knowledge will be in high demand. It could be the difference between your party living and dying slowly and painfully. One more
Why are
thing.
you here?
The question is so simple and actually almost actually relevant to my career planning that it takes me off guard. I told you the magical space fairy in my phone sent me here to find a job.
You're seeking a job, true. But that doesn't really answer my question, does it? No doubt. You think my interview questions are a bit silly. But I like to think of the Funplex as more than a collection of tasks and people to perform those tasks. Most folks my age opening arcades at that time saw it as just another way to make a quick buck. But, well, I saw it as something else. Something more than a way to make a large pile of quarters. And I expect you'll find the others working here see it as something more too. Everyone has a dream they're chasing, dearie. And for my friends, it lies within the Funplex. Now, if all you want is a paycheck, I can provide that. But the last fellow in your position, that's all he wanted. And he didn't last long. So I ask you again, why are you here?
To be honest, I didn't have a better answer than why not. Buy the ticket, take the ride, that's what I told myself. But that wouldn't cut it here. I actually need to think this through. You know what? I'm looking for hope. I haven't had much lately. I understand I'm not whining or looking for pity, but my life has been a complete mess for over a decade. In and out of jobs, taking what I can get, settling, compromising. I gave up hoping for something better a long time ago, but, well, the people in my life who were close to me kept encouraging me to try and chase my dreams. That's why I'm here. I'm looking for the answer to your question. But I won't be daydreaming all the time, I promise, and my last job I was a lifeguard. It takes a lot of focus. I'll be just as attentive in helping your Funplex. That perks her attention. Oh my, a rather serious occupation that. And an unusual step from a troubled waters to a land of make-believe. You enjoyed this role as a lifeguard, I take it? Yes, ma'am. My roommate says she often noticed me smiling after coming home from work, which makes Francine smile in return. I can't say I can offer you a role with such high stakes, but you'd be surprised at the many ways one can save a life, even here. Very well, I'm satisfied. Let's get you to work. I breathe easier at that. Probably the weirdest job interview I've ever had, to be sure, and yet it felt appropriate. Like it was about far more than just filling a slot on the payroll. Francine leads me back to the arcade floor to introduce me to my duties. It only occurs to me now that I forgot to ask exactly what my duties this mysterious job I expected really involved. Francine gestures to the seat she was occupying previously, a stool behind the prize desk.
Oh, how marvelous.
Welcome to your new position, Cora. Sitting here, you mean? Sitting here and helping players redeem tickets for valuable prizes. I glance at the wide array of pencil toppers, revel spiders, and a tiny plastic toy cars on display. Well, for prizes, at any rate. It's such a relief. I've been really stretching myself thin lately, trying to fill in since the position was vacated. If you don't mind me asking, ma'am, why did the last guy who sat here end up quitting? Something about being so bored out of his mind that he felt like jamming one of those 500 ticket plush dolls right down someone's throat.
Oh, such a shame.
Poor dear, he just wasn't cut out for this line of work. Grandson or no, I've had no patience for such nonsense. I'm sorry. The last person to work at this desk was your grandson? Anyway, Gavin should be by soon. He'll handle the paperwork and all that administrative nonsense. Now, if you don't mind, all this talking's tired me out some. I'll be in the back office if you need me. Okay then. Oh, we're so cute. I adjust my seating on the semi-comfortable stool, leaning against the desk. Beneath me, a wide array of cheap junk awaited my attention. I could have lost hope then and there that this job would be even slightly more engaging than being a diner dishwasher, but chose to look on the positive side. I'd be helping kids obtain toys that could become nostalgic memories for years to come. Right? Any minute now. I crave the sweet embrace of death. I've been sitting here for 2 hours now and nobody's walked up to obtain a novelty Funplex shot glass or colored pencil set or a light-up yo-yo. Lunchtime's approaching, and so far the only people walking in and out of the arcade are a few stray adults who have no interest in cheap friendship bracelets. Thankfully, my first customer of the day arrives before I can start wondering if one of those 500 ticket plushies could really fit down someone's throat. Or maybe not. Nope, just walked right on by me, his head buried in reading of some sort of spreadsheet off his tablet. Was he here to play? Doesn't seem like the typical businessman on a break, or unwashed, unemployed game aficionado, in fact. He's a snappy dresser. Seems like a cool dude. Most guys I know are content to toss on a t-shirt and jeans. Not this guy. Even in an arcade, he's sharp like a linoleum knife. In fact, that rather pointed look he's offering me after doubling back is rather linoleum knifey too. So handsome. I forget how cute these people are. Hold up a minute. Who are you exactly? What are you doing behind that desk? Where's Francine? Pleased to meet you. I'm Cora. Hello, I'm Cora Andrett, your new hire. I'm looking forward to working with you. He relaxes somewhat on hearing that. Somewhat.
Good to hear.
Oh, it's about time. I was wondering how long she'd have to work at that desk. She's got gusto from an octogenarian and loves working the floor, but sitting here all day handing out toys and dealing with problems wears her down. So she explained your job to you, right? Gave you little papers to sign? She said Gavin would handle that stuff? With a sigh, he rubs his forehead, feeling a headache coming on.
That would be me. I'm Gavin Cooper. I'm the business manager here at the Funplex. I make sure we manage to keep having a business rather than a pile of rapidly collapsing fiscal mistakes.
Right, so, as you've no doubt guessed, you'll be exchanging tickets for prizes, but that's the least part of your job. There's more to it than that? You're the floor attendant. You attend to the floor. What, the carpets?
Seriously?
The floor, the arcades, the games, the patrons. You're the one running out, putting out fires, and sorting out problems. Technically, you're a second floor attendant. Ashley will be in later, but we need two. One to roam, one to operate the desk. I do it myself, but I'm typically busy in the back office, making sure the whole thing doesn't fall to bankruptcy. That's why Francine loves filling in. She's a people person. She loves helping out in a pinch. I am not a people person, as you've likely gathered. That's not to say you're alone out there. I'm in your corner at least. If things go south, you tap me for advice on what to do. You got a phone? Of course. Gavin quickly passes me his business card. He apparently had a stack of them ready in his pocket. Go figure. His phone number is listed at the bottom. You ever worked at a high-pressure customer service job before? Shoe sales. Smelly socks? You have no idea. Right, well, you know how to keep your head when a customer doesn't, I hope. When anything goes sideways, you text me. I'm not around, you text Ashley or Naomi, in that order. Who and who? You'll make them soon enough.
I think not.
Above all, do not bug Francine. She's practically retired, let her enjoy that retirement in peace. Understood? You know what? This is my first pony ride. You can rely on me. It's not my first explosive ordnance sense. I've worked in retail and food services, and I've worked as a lifeguard at the pool. Managing stress in difficult situations, even life or death ones, is something I've got experience in. You can rely on me. Gavin nods approvingly.
Indeed.
Good. I like to hear that. If you can handle yourself and exercise good judgments, you'll last a hell of a lot longer than the last guy who sat here.
If you stay clear and honest with me, do your work, do it well, we'll get along swimmingly. I have enough problems keeping this magical arc of hopes and wishes afloat. Please, don't add to my problems.
Magical arc of what now? Gavin sighs again, a stressfully gesture, but his expression softens somewhat afterwards.
I take it Francine told you her theory, that this is more than just a job, more than just an arcade.
That's my understanding.
I'm not into dressing up words. I like to speak plain. If I'm curt, then that's because optimization is a factor of my job. Everybody working here wants to work here. This is where they belong, for one reason or another. Me? I love chaos. I love wrangling chaos specifically. The arcade industry is high risk, high reward. I manage that risk so that they can also find happiness in their lives. Everybody in this business has a dream they're chasing. It's a fragile thing, prone to getting crushed by hard reality. My job is to see to it that never happens. That includes Francine, who deserves better in her twilight years than desperately propping up a semi-failing business. So, you find some value in this place beyond your salary, or you'll burn out. Trust me. Last guy to sit there burned out hard. Now, can I trust you to mesh with our merry misfits?
I'm still trying to figure out my why. To be honest, I'm still sorting out why I'm here, what my dream is. But I'm not here to step on anyone else's dreams in the process. I'm here to do my best at supporting everyone. Good to hear. I'd say we share similar views then. It'll be a pleasure to work with someone who is actually enthusiastic and confident. And hopefully this hive of weirdness will help you find your dreams along the way. Anyway, I need to go to prepare your paperwork. Technically, you shouldn't be working until we cross the I's and dotted the T's, but since I'm already sitting here, you'd rather I just stick around? That would be accurate. If you're willing to fudge things a bit and work today anyway, it'd help us out a lot. Now, if you don't mind, Naomi likely could use a hand in the workshop. A good opportunity to introduce yourself as well. Got it. Wait, someone else is here? I haven't seen anyone else. Yeah, it sounds like Naomi. Her workshop's through the door there. The one next to the UFO catcher, the crane game, to use the layman's terms. Satisfied for now, Gavin heads into the back, presumably to the office to go crunch some numbers. If Francine's really taking a nap back there, hopefully he's going to crunch quietly. My first coworker ended up being slightly less cool of a guy than I first thought he'd be, but he's not a jerk, definitely. I get where he's coming from. Plus, I've known really blunt people before. It's easy to mistake them for jerks, especially at a first glance. I figure I'd give this guy an honest chance. Anyway, I should go meet my next coworker, this Naomi that he mentioned. Although I could swear Francine and I were the only ones working here until now. A double door, also marked as employees only, also with an apostrophe, leads from the arcade floor to what feels like an industrial area of some sort. I turn the handle and step inside. I forgot how long this is. I'm like, yeah, I can pop this out in an hour. In a little room tucked away between the back offices and the Funplex front, I find what is likely this Naomi, spoken of only in myth and legends. A girl about my age, but certainly not my height, is tinkering on what looks like an old tube-style monitor. I didn't realize they had so many circuits. She doesn't seem to notice me when I come in. Too busy I don't know how to say that word. Soldering a capacitor into place. The lingering smell of melting metals fills the air of the poorly ventilated workshop. Excuse me? For lack of a better way to interrupt her. I was worried no matter what I did, she might, I don't know, burn her fingers or jump so high she hit the ceiling or something. Fortunately, the shock's not quite that intense.
Ah! Oh.
She's so cute. I did it again. She's so cute! Oh my god.
Hey, you know this room is for employees only.
She said with no
Are
apostrophe.
you lost? Do you need something?
I'm Cora Andrette. I'm the new floor attendant starting today.
Oh! Hi. I didn't realize Francine already found someone. I guess I forgot to check my texts. Whoops.
She spares a glance at her phone on the nearby workstation where a huge stack of green notification messages lie in wait. One thought comes to mind on actually seeing her. You know what? Oh no! That's so mean. Oh my god. No wonder I didn't notice her until now. She was totally focused on the task at hand. This room's right at the heart of the building, but totally isolated. The heavy doors closed behind me, I can barely hear the arcade. Considering how completely dedicated she was to that monitor, not even noticing me, I guess that's also why. But what I first noticed is her smile. Even when squinting to see the tiny components on that circuit board, even when laser focused, she was smiling happily.
Anyway, I'm Naomi Fairchild, the Funplex's techie. Hi! Pleased to meet you. I was expecting Gavin, though. He usually checks up on me about now.
He was busy doing some strange things with numbers.
Ugh, yeah, that sounds like Gavin. I take it he sent you along to help? Great. Give me a hand with this monitor. It's really heavy, and I'm still paranoid about dropping it after what happened last time.
Really? What happened last time?
Oh, well, I dropped it.
That makes sense. Oh, right. She helps me lift the large cathode ray tube. I know how to pronounce things. Slotting the heavy metal framework into place within the exposed gut of a nearby arcade cabinet. Once done, she starts hooking wires back up to other wires. There's a surprisingly number of green circuit boards in that largely hollow wooden shell. This is the first time I've seen inside one of those things. It's weird. Lots of empty space, a couple large slabs of circuits, and that beefy monitor. You know what, we will... it's my first time seeing the guts of a game. I'll admit, I don't know much of anything about how arcade games tick. I figured it was packed full of circuits and things. Naomi keeps working, using a pocket multimeter to check various connections as she speaks. It could be packed in tighter, like a bar top or a cocktail cab. I'd say uprights favor form over
Let me
functionality.
explain.
I mean, compare American and Japanese cabinets. Ours are designed for standing players, so they have to be upright, even that means on an empty base. Japanese candy cabs are shorter, so you play sitting down, but I prefer American style. Ours have much more room for art. Closes up the rear access panel, closing it with one of the many keys on the keyring at her side, then steps back to admire her handiwork. There's genuine joy in that smile, not just at a job well done, but looking at the whole thing, it's like a fine sculpture.
So beautiful.
Oh, I love classic Midway style. Look at those sharp angles, the side art decals, the bold font on the marquee, the bezel artwork. The what on what, the one, the what artwork. With a sigh, Naomi points out key features to me. The strip across the top with the name title, that's the marquee. The artwork that wraps around the monitor, that's the bezel. I mean, you see it too, right? How beautiful and cohesive it all is, working in harmony to give this game its own unique feel, its own experience. As for me, well, I agree. It's beautiful in its own way. The way she stares lovingly at this, well, honestly, this box of wooden circuits and vacuum tubes and stuff, I think I can understand. It was made to be one whole thing. The art, the style, and of course the game itself, all part of the same experience. Everything about this game is the game. If you run in an emulator on a game console set, it's made lesser. Yeah, I guess I could see it. It's beautiful in its own way. Oh, good! Naomi lights up with joy like a pinball machine, all twinkly and shiny.
Woohoo!
Finally, so few people really understand the beauty of a classic arcade game. Having someone I can talk to about this stuff is going to be great, especially with that jerk Gavin running the numbers. Gavin? What's wrong with Gavin?
I don't know.
Okay, well, don't get me wrong. I can get along with him, generally, but his whole attitude just, ugh.
Ugh.
All he really cares about is money. He keeps the arcade running, yeah, but I just know if he had it his way, he'd gut the whole place. If anyone's going to ruin the Funplex, it's him. Mark my words, it's inevitable. That doesn't sound right. He seems easy enough to get along with, and what's more, Gavin gave me that whole speech about protecting their dreams. This looks like a pretty sore point here, a long-standing argument that the new person really shouldn't get involved in. And yet, I'm involved, aren't I? I have to work with both Naomi and Gavin. So I'm not sure I should prod at that, but I kind of want to know too. I'm going to clear the air and find out more. I get this is touchy, but if I'm going to work here, I think we should all be honest with each other, no gossiping. So, I gotta know, why do you think Gavin wants to destroy the arcade? He buys into Francine's idea that this place for dreams. He says he does, but he's willing to sacrifice way too much to keep the whole thing afloat. Road to hell, best intentions, etc. If he had his way, this place would look like Deco's palace, nothing but ticket games and prize catchers. He thinks actual video games are too expensive, a waste of floor space. I bet he'd remove them all if he had his way. I just don't trust him. I don't trust him to do the right thing. But that's my problem, not yours. Sorry to drop gossip in your head like this. Thanks for hearing me out anyway. Right, let's get back to work, shall we? Now for the less fun part. You seem like a strong, strapping kind of person. Well, a strong person at least. Well, you're a person, that's enough. I'm semi-insulted then? Okay, let's get to it. Right, a little to the left now. My left, you're right. Careful. Now forward. Right, correct, not to turn right. Keep it coming, and there. Carefully, tip it into place. Victory! It gently eases the rolling dolly forward, the giant wooden box slotting into place alongside its neighbors. The two-headed wheel dolly makes it easier, but hardly easy, especially with Naomi fretting over her baby getting scratched or worse, falling over. But with the work done, she's all smiles again. Okay, glad to be done with that one. I swear I've been working on the monitor for ages. Those tubes are finicky as heck, and I'm still not totally satisfied with the flyback, but thanks for helping out, Cora. I think you're going to do just great here. Happy to help. Oh, right. Stomach growling, food required, except I wasn't expecting to actually be working today. I forgot to pack a lunch.
When you have pizza on a bagel.
No, I'm just talking here, but if you had pizza on a bagel, shh. Hey, so any good restaurants in walking distance? I think the bookstore next door sells donuts and stuff, but... Oh, no, not really, unfortunately. I mean, there's a cheapo Wubsub. It is Wubsub, not Wubsu. I might be dumb. Sandwich place, but even that stuff is super tasty. You don't want to go there. You need to eat healthy. Hey, I know, wait right here. And she's off, scurrying back into her hidey hole. And she's back, scurrying from her hidey hole. Lunchtime! Here you go. She presses the box lunch into my hands. It's a bento box. I learned how to make them from my mom, who learned it from her mom back when they lived in Japan. She's just like me for real. My grandma's also from Japan. Rice and pickles and all sorts of good, healthy things. Wait, you're giving me your lunch? Sure, why not? And yet, when I first walked in as a stranger, she looked super uncomfortable with me. That escalated quickly. What'll you have for lunch then? Oh, I can just get some nuts from the vending machine or go hit the whole store next door. I've got a book delivery to pick up anyway. But you said eating healthy was important?
See ya.
See you after lunch. You know what? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Stick to lunch, Bessie. I can't help but think she was just looking for an excuse to go get some junk food instead. I'd say Naomi definitely fits in with Francine's idea for the arcade. She's got a love for these games, and it shows. And giving me her lunch? Me, a total stranger? That's a kindness I don't know if I deserve, but I appreciate it all the same. So, a bento box. I've only seen these in anime. It's cute and hopefully has plenty of calories too. Armed with a box of healthy food, I retired to the employee lounge to get my munch on. The room where I have my bizarre job interview will suffice for food times. It's not much, a few folding chairs and a kitchenette, but it'll do. Utterly famished at this point, I have a seat and unpack my little lunch. I'll have incoherent screaming. With my mind and body screaming wildly, my paralyzed form is unable to move from the vision of terror before me. The half-person, half-animal waves their appendages in front of me, likely closing in for the kill. Hello? Anyone in there? See? Nothing to be afraid of. Oh, right. I see. Looks like you stabilized. I was worried I scared the life right out of you.
Hey, so I'm sorry if I traumatized you. Really? Can we start over, maybe?
I nod my head slowly, although that could just be the muscle spasms from being in shock.
I'm Ashley.
So cute. And I'm Cora.
I'm also Pinky, the Funplex Flamingo. It's my secret, yet not so secret identity.
The Funplex what now? This is almost too much to take in. Gavin was a bit of a lot. Naomi was off the scale cheerful. I've met some really intense people so far.
Did you sneak into the employee section just to get my autograph?
Me? No.
Oh, I thought you would recognize Pinky from all the signs around the arcade. Pinky is the mascot of the Funplex, after all.
Oh, no, that's not what I meant at all. I mean, I work here.
You work here? Since when?
Today? This morning, to be specific.
Oh, awesome! Welcome
So
to
cute.
the Funplex.
I mean, it would have been way cooler if you were just so enamored with the chibi flamingo creature plastered on every wall that you had to know more.
Let's see.
You could have stealthily maneuvered your way through all these games, sliding right on up to the employees only door. But how did you get the door code?
Ooh.
Of course! You would have collected the password on a piece of paper that fell from Gavin's pocket. You searched your heart and decided the 4-digit number had to be the intel you needed.
Let's see.
Next, you need to lie in wait for the opportune moment to punch in that secret key cord just to find me. And it just keeps going and going. You know what? She's definitely passionate about this fictional scenario. The way she just takes an idea and runs with it, a lot of people might find that weird, but I kind of dig it. She has a lot of imagination. I wonder if she's a writer or something. And how would you have snuck out, I wonder? I could have helped, but for a price. Ashley finally realizes she's been babbling to herself for a good couple minutes. Oops. Sometimes I get swept up in a good story. I mean, I gotta find some way to make this job more interesting. Is it really that dull here? No, not really. I just crave a different kind of excitement than beeps and boops, screaming children, and broken machines. You aren't really painting the best picture here. Oh, geez. I don't mean to be a downer. I just want to move up in the world. I've got things to accomplish, dreams to fulfill, cosplay to make. Cosplay? As we switch topics, it's like she's a completely different person. Ashley's eyes light up and she smiles. Yeah, you know, like dressing up as your favorite video game or TV character. I love it. It's so empowering to be able to make your own costume and wear it proudly. It's even better when people recognize what character you are. Empowering? Really? Granted, she certainly had the power to stop my heart for a few beats.
Yes!
Definitely. You want to try? Got a favorite game character? I can help you make your first cosplay if you want. That's so sweet. In fact, I made this one. I think Ashley's pointing to her flamingo costume, but it's a little hard to tell with her hands as feathers. So Pinky is your creation? Intentionally? Yeah, it looks pretty good for my first mascot cosplay, doesn't it? You know what? I'd probably stitch my hands together if I tried that. I'm all thumbs when it comes to stuff like that. Literally, I could, if I could get enough thread running between them. I'm pretty impressed though. Naomi was going on about craftsmanship games. Clearly you're digging on craftsmanship of costumes. Aw, thanks. It's nice when hard work is appreciated. I run around the Funplex to liven up the crowds, get people pumped to play some games, and the kids seem to adore it. That makes sense. Although the arcade has been completely dead so far. No crowds to pump or kids to be adored by. Hey, secret between you and me? Ashley motions for me to come closer. She leans in, glances around the room once, and then talks in a hushed tone. I did some repairs on Pinky overnight. I had to re-stitch the left arm, and I was giving her an old test drive to make sure it doesn't fall off. Huh, limbs falling off seems bad. Oh, it was! Yesterday, I was dancing with a little girl, must have been 5, 6 max. Anyway, we were next to Showtime stage when she tugged at my arm and whoosh! Off comes the arm. The girl instantly started bawling. Oh no! I do not blame anyone for being scared. I don't like mascots. Mascots scare me. Well, at least you are consistently scaring people and it's not just me.
Nope.
Hey now. I don't want that to happen again. I felt so bad. But enough about me. What about you? So you're Carl's replacement? I guess so. I'm the new floor attendant. I attend the floor. The floor is the thing I'm attending to when I'm not going into cardiac arrest. At least you're funnier than Carl, that's for sure. I can't wait to go home and tell Juniper I do have a sense of humor. She'll be so proud. I assume you've already met Francine, but have you had a chance to meet Gavin and Naomi yet? Yeah, I met them already, although it seems like they're too keen on each other. Right? Ashley rolls her eyes and lets out a sigh. I wish she would hurry up and make out already. Girl, what? Yeah. Wait. What? Seriously? So, are they going out? Nope. But they always bicker like an old married couple. It's classic anime cliche. The ones who always fight end up together. Mark my words, Cora. Consider them marked.
Beep,
Beep, beep, Cora. What's that sound? Trat. I set an alarm for my lunch break was over. Time to go back to the grindstone. I didn't even get a chance to eat.
No.
That's so good. Cora needs her calories. You eat up. I'll go watch the floor. In fact, how about I take over the ticket desk for the next shift? You can do my job and run around the floor a bit. Fair enough. Thanks. As she winks before her face disappears into the dark recesses of that inhuman mask. As I'm wolfing down rice in the shape of a little heart. Wow, it occurs to me I didn't actually ponder my first impression of Ashley yet. Let's see. You know what? I love it. She's pretty amazing. I like her enthusiasm about her art. The way Ashley's whole expression changed when she talks about the things she's passionate about just warms my heart. Her beaming energy just lights up the whole room. These girls are so pretty. I wonder if one day I'll be that excited about something. Anyway, with lunch in my belly and break time complete, the second half of my workday begins. Rolling into the afternoon, the crowd starts to fill out. School's done, and late rising pros are heading out to their arcades of choice. With Ashley covering the desk, my job is to wander the floor, look for problems, or potential problems, or just making sure everything's a-okay. But for starters, it's a good moment to collect my thoughts. I think I'm off to a decent start with my coworkers. Good first impressions at any rate. Cooperation is going to be a must. I've had awful coworkers before, and they can really drag you down on your day. Hang on, no time for daydreaming. Water break. I think I spot, let's see, 3 possible issues to look into. I should have time to get to all of them, but which do I tackle first? We will go to an unranked customer near Mr. Mookie's Magic Maze. My mutant floor attendant senses detects danger from the left-handed side of the arcade. I quickly rush all 30 feet to the scene of the crime already in progress. Come on! Hurry the fuck up and finish your game. Do you work here? I saw you behind the desk earlier. Note to self, ask Gavin for a name tag or something. Yeah, I'm Cora, the floor attendant. Well, stop attending to the carpets and tend to me. I want this beep to wrap up his damn game so I can play. Ashley's face is obscured beneath her costume mask, but I can feel her wince as the man curses up a blue streak. Sir, there are children present. Please keep the swearing to a minimum. Oh, I don't want to say that. You kick this man off of this game, and I'll sing "Mary Had a Little Lamb" all you want. Figuring I ought to hear the piece of shit side off of the side of the story before rushing to a judgment, I tap the player on the shoulder. And he doesn't even notice my tapping. Hi, bestie. So I tap again, twice. Sir, there are other players waiting to give Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze a spin. Curiously, the player looks up at the game's marquee, thank you, Naomi, which simply reads Moopy. You know the game's full name? Sure, I played a lot when I was a kid. It's actually called Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze, right? Wizards and pellets and monsters and stuff? Yeah. A bit terse as he's laser focused on the game, and I can see why. He's currently sitting on 714,900 points. I'm really good at reading numbers. Holy crap, that's a heck of a high score. Or as another guy would probably put it, holy shit, I don't know what word's supposed to go in there. It's a fuck of a high score. Excuse me. Right. Sir, can you please wrap up your game? Nope. I'm getting a pretty good pace here. Plenty of lives stocked, on par for getting close to the world record before the kill screen. Somehow, the thick arcade jargon seems classier when... Oh, if you think I'm going to read this in a British accent. Draped in its British accent, like I'm watching some documentary program on the BBC. Yeah, but this is a public arcade. Other folks want to play the games too. He finishes clearing the current board while pondering the predicament. Okay. At first, I think he's stepping way to end his game, but he's letting his stock of 50 extra dues slowly deplete as he pulls out his wallet. Without pause, he pulls out $3,000 in cash and holds it out. We'll discover it. I don't know if we can do the British accent. I don't think I can do that. For a moment, I flash back to that movie where some dude pays another dude to sleep with his wife, and they roll around in bed covered in money and, cover what exactly? The cost of the game. The game itself. I've never seen this much raw cash in one place at any given time. It's not even 20s. Dude's rolling in Benjamins. I don't know American cash. I assume that's the $100. One moment, please. On it. Fortunately, Iris already has my messenger app open for me with Gavin's contact information preloaded with trembling fingers. I key in, customer wants to buy Moopy for $3K. What do? In less than a minute, I have my response. Considering we paid $200 for the plus parts, yes, absolutely yes. Sell that relic immediately. Well, okay then. Although, how's Naomi going to react to this? Offloading one of her darlings just because Gavin wants to make a 15-fold profit? It also feels kind of weird to be taking advantage of this guy's lack of grasp on the real cost of old arcade machines. I knew all this workplace drama was going to catch up to me at some point, but with this rando breathing down my neck, I gotta make a decision. The game was $200, but I'm not sure we should sell. It's an older game, and actually only costs us about $200, but, well, it's part of the arcade, sir. I expect this apparent gazillionaire to protest on not getting his way, but he's smiling. You're right. This is Mr. Moopy's home, after all. Let's compromise. I'll pay you $1,000 American and own the game, but you keep it here. And in return, I get to play it as long as I want, providing nobody's already paying. That way, I can keep chasing the score, but your arcade stays whore. Whole. I can speak. I hate break up that loving family. Hell of a slip. Naomi will be relieved to hear that. Even if Gavin might flay me alive for passing up on $2,000. Good. I hate to make Naomi cry. How could I live with myself? Which leaves the rando hopping mad. To be fair, we had kind of been ignoring that he exists. What the fuck, man? What kind of arcade is this anyway? Fuck this. I'm going to Deco's Palace. And we just lost a customer, stomping his way out the door. Stomp. You know what? I bet he's not paying $1,000 or $800. On the plus side, Naomi won't cry. On the negative side, I just drove rando out in the cold.
What a disagreeable fellow.
There we go. He's doing the voice. The voice better than I can. As for the player, well, he goes right back to playing. Eating pellets, snapping ghost monsters, clearing mazes. With the crisis behind us, I can actually focus on who this gonzo rich guy actually is. Seems to care about more than just his game. I mean, spots around the cast aren't we missing many days? Both of the things are true. Taken for someone walling around the lower tax bracket, the rich can do whatever they want, whenever they want. And yet, that's not what this guy did. He could have, but he let us keep the game. He just wanted to play, that's all. And why? Because of Naomi. Because of the Funplex. It's a home and a family for the games and for us. Maybe it's for the best I sent that rando out the door in favor of this guy. So you know Naomi? He's happy to talk, even while
Of
playing.
course. I'm a Funplex regular. My name's Percy.
Hi, Percy.
I'd hazard you're our new floor attendant. I was here when Francine seated you behind the desk earlier.
I love the name Percy. Percy is like one of my top 10 male names. It's just so cute. And this is from reading Percy Jackson as a child. But it's just so pleasant. It's just a pleasant name. My number one male name, Dorian. That's me. Cora Andret, Arcade Wrangler.
Well then, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, and I look forward to getting to know you better.
He's so handsome. He's so handsome. Just like, I love him. I love him. I love his cute little jacket. His cute little Moopy t-shirt. Obsessed. So you're seriously just been playing Moopy all day, huh?
What can I say? It's my calling. I actually owned a Moopy cabinet once. Had it in my flat. But playing it by myself, all alone in the dark, it's not the same. I need the atmosphere.
The beeps and boops.
No, those you eventually learn to filter out. I mean, everything. The games, the lights, the kids, the feeling of being in an arcade. I score my best when I'm in real-world conditions. It's all about the emotions. The laughter and the tears, the excitement of competition. I need that swirling chaos of human emotions around me to play at my finest.
Naomi gets that. She keeps Moopy in top condition for the day I eventually land my high score. What's the current world record then? About 3.5 million. Whew, this guy's been standing here since I was working the morning shift, hours and hours. He's still only around 720k into his game. Can't imagine him being in anything but top health condition to try this. Guy's gotta have legs made of carbon fiber and a bladder of tungsten. I'll just let a few extra lives drain out whenever I need to go pee. Also, he made me psychic. I feel like I should let him go back to his game, but burning questions. They burn like fire. How is it can he afford this game? You must have a solid job. Good income. If you don't mind me commenting on it, that's a lot of money just to have in your person. What do you do for a living? This and that. Doesn't really seem to care to talk about his work. Not in a guarded way, it's just less interesting than his current maze. Maybe he's actually the head of an international diamond smuggling ring that hides stones inside arcade games. Day trading? Huh? Day trading. Stocks and bonds. Anyone can do it if they have a head for the numbers. It's really nothing important. Or maybe he's a day trader.
Don't think so.
I don't feel people are defined by their work. I know the arcade is home to those who made the passion in their work, but it's the passion that matters more. I have my passions, the same as anyone. I look forward to learning yours as well. When I'm not deep in the middle of a game, I mean. He's getting more and more distracted by the game. I should leave him be. I have to do a thing about a thing. Be seeing you, Mix Andret. Yet another weird encounter in a string of weird encounters. By the end, he sounded more like the high-score junkies you hear about in documentaries. Obsessive, driven, kind of strange. But that's not the impression I have from the beginning. He smiled when talking about not splitting up the arcade. There's something more going on here. But while he's a Funplex regular, there'll be plenty of time to learn more later. I've got work to do. Let's see, what to handle next. Someone cursing up a storm at Fist of Discomfort. Hey, girly! There's a lot of shouting coming from the center of the arcade where Fist of Discomfort is being played. I remember Iris telling me about it earlier today when I was bored to death at the ticket desk. Fist of Discomfort, or FOD, is one of the most popular games in the esports circuit. It's been a staple of the scene for over 6 years. One year, Team Wicked Prodigies took on the Unreal and came back to win in the 9 seconds of a tiebreaker match. Take home a record $5 million prize pot. Oh my god. That's a lot of moolah. And how? Okay, so how does it work? It's a hybrid real-time strategy and button mash brawler. Fight your way down top to bottom lanes, clearing waves of ninjas to finally topple the enemy dojo. But that's the action part. The strategy involves using special abilities, purchase items, and ninja summons. FOD is sheer elegance and simplicity, the way the different game systems interweave to form one masterpiece of esports perfection. So, summon good ninjas, punch bad ninjas, smash dojo. I'd say boiling down a rich game of action and strategy played over the world by top gamers in such a way is a bit degrading, but sure, okay. All of which is super interesting and stuff, but right now, all I care about is dealing with the loudmouth currently playing the game. The closer I get, the louder the yelling gets. Most of these words that...
What the f***?
What the actual fuck was that? No, these are definitely all words my mother would disapprove of. You've got to be fucking me. There's no fucking way that's even plausible. Those hitboxes don't even fucking connect. Fuck this game. Fuck it all day long. Get wrecked. Oh, this is far from over, scrub. I've saved up something extra special for you. I've been baiting you into attacking my sensei, which you fell for hard. Oh, hey. Did I forget to mention I brought an extra ultimate technique scroll from my dojo? Whoops, maybe. Wait, what? You haven't been farming. How could XP share technique with my creep waves? Take this! I know so much about video games. 5 fully fucking explosive Deathclaw technique. What? How did you defeat me? No!
Oh, GG. No one can defeat me, Queen Bee.
She's so hot. I'm obsessed with her outfits, everything. My dry eyes painfully blinking makes me realize I've been standing here, watching intently during that whole exchange. I'm not 100% sure what just happened, but it doesn't matter. I was completely sucked in. Couldn't tear my eyes away. It's like watching a train wreck. I mean, if the train was the arcade game and the wreck was that guy's face.
Hey, kid. What are you staring at?
I mean, how hot you are, Iris. I gotta take it back. We have to do this rabbit throw.
Never seen a champion of my caliber before?
Oh, saying as though I don't even know how to begin to start even considering how to respond to her question, I have to take a moment and collect my thoughts. From what I've somehow gathered, she goes by Queen Bee. The jacket she's wearing identifies her as a member of L7 Gaming, the arcade esports team. And she's the most direct, fair person I've met all day. That's saying a lot, considering who I've run into so far. She'd be fun to hang around, no doubt. With that level of excitement always gushing out, I can only imagine how much enjoyment she gets out of life. What can I say? People love winning, and she seems like she wins a lot. At least between bursts of, what did Iris call it? Saltiness?
Hey, don't just stand there all weird and quiet-like. It's creepy.
She snaps her fingers to get my attention.
So, are you gonna f***ing quarter up or not? Think you can best the hottest rising star of L7?
No. From what I've seen, I know I couldn't best a scrub, let alone professionally competitive player of this game. Nope. No thank you. Plus, I'm not sure I'm allowed to play games while I'm working.
You work here?
I'm actually pretending to work here. Shh. Oh, it's all just a front. I wander around the floor too, pick up drop tickets and hoping of getting one of those giant stuffed flamingos behind the prize counter. I know, right? If I was good at getting those ticket games I am an FOD, I'd have a flock of giant pink flamingos. Maybe I even give you one. Maybe.
Hey, they haven't given you a name tag yet. How am I supposed to know who you are?
I think that was a weird tactic to have me introduce myself to her. I'm Cora. I did technically just start working here like 6 hours ago. It might take them time to issue me a name tag. Maybe they need to send a carrier pigeon to an ancient monastery where name tags are forged in vast clay oven. Nah, Gavin's just slacking big time. I'll talk to that silly boy for you. Make sure you get some proper respect. Thanks? No problem. We gamers gotta stick together.
I'm Queen Bee, by the way. Aggro-style FOD lane pusher specialist for L7 Gaming.
I figured that when you put your arms over your head, cheered and shouted, "No one can defeat me, Queen Bee!"
Hey, I do not sound like that. Well, maybe a little.
Anyway, I'm one of the regulars around here, besides Pepe and Teo, so you'll be seeing a lot of me in the future. Let's hope you last longer than the last guy. Oh, great. Now she's even making my job into a competition. I hope there's a betting pool, too. You look like a smart kid. You've seen one of my many streams on the internet, right? Nope. I have literally no idea what you're talking about. Really? Have you been living under a rock for the past decade? If you consider my small yet formidable apartment a rock, then yes. Oh, you sweet child. You're so innocent and pure. Come, let me show you the path to darkness that is the internet. Sure, I'd like to learn more. Well, it is part of my job to know all about the games here, and if Queen Bee is going to give me some insight on the culture around this game, I should take advantage of that. Lead me further into the dark abyss, my mistress.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Queen Bee grabs my arm and pulls me closer to the prison discomfort cabin. And upon further inspection, I see a whole haphazard pile of tech she's rigged up. You can't just plug one of these cabs into the internet, so I use a number of clip-on webcams and mics and stuff. That webcam there, it broadcasts to my personal PC back home, which then streams matches live to all my fans. The chat room appears on my phone. Oh, God. Sorry, my friend's texting me what I want for Christmas. I don't know, bestie. Leave suggestions down below. What do I want for Christmas? Costs a bit much to put everything all together, and it takes like half an hour to rig up and test each morning. But after doing this here for a couple years, it's easy peasy. Aside from Naomi grinding her teeth and my clip-on cameras damaging the paint job, I mean. Anyway, I prefer to stream from the Funplex than from home. There's so much to miss out on sitting by your lonesome with the console version of FOD. The crowds, the wicked trash talk, the community. Wait, are you broadcasting live right now? Are we live right now?
No way.
Fuck no, that was part of my warm-up matches. Got a pretty big tournament coming up, so I'm trying to get as much practice in as possible, even as with a bunch of fodder. As in FOD, as in, you know, chum, lunch meat, scrubs, losers. I got the idea, yes. Queen Bee sees something out of the corner of her eye and glances around the arcade floor. She gives a nod to someone hanging in the Street Fighter cabinet. My crew is starting to trickle in. We should be starting practice soon. Wait, what time is it? At the tone, the time will be 2:25 p.m. Eastern.
Beep beep.
Thank you,
What
beep
the-
beep. Fuck, I got live in 5 minutes. Listen, kid, it's been swell. We'll chat later, right? Sure. One last thing. Can you keep the swearing down at least a little? We've got kids around here, and I don't want to get you in trouble with Gavin. Him? But for you, I'll keep it to a PG-13 rating. Now, if you'll excuse me, there are some butts out there I need to kick. Later! With a wave and a twirl, she's completely abandons me and returns to her Fisted Discomfort game. Queen Bee fires up her broadcasting ring, and the shouting and milder swearing starts up again. I should probably get out of here before I accidentally end up on the stream. Passion seems to run deep in this arcade. Everyone's spirit, burning passion for, well, various things, but hey, passion's passion. She seems to like me, which will make my job easier in the long run. There's a huge FOD community in this arcade, despite it being a tiny strip mall joint. Good to know. Let's see, what to handle next? Large crowd around Showtime stage. In the distance, I see a number of people gathering, which is surprising since the first half of my ship was completely and utter solitude. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to see that people do come to the arcade, but that's quite the crowd assembling. Like, larger than Queen Bee team was. Ratty or two. This has to be against fire code or safety protocol or something, right? Speaking as a citizen who enjoys living, having an escape room in case of emergency is necessary. Time to clear the way, pave my own path of safety. As I approach, I see flashing neon lights accompanied by upbeat Europop drips. It's an auditory flashback right to 1980X. I can't help but nod my head to the beat. A pulsating mass of people have surrounded Showtime stage, cheering on the current player. The game itself takes up a whole corner of the arcade, requiring a fair amount of space to actually play. Showtime stage is an ultra-modern arcade smash hit. It uses motion tracking sensors hidden behind the colored spotlights to check dance pose accuracy and score your sweet moves. It's pure dance fever. Can you catch the fever, Cora? I had my dance fever shots at the doctor's office earlier this season. Go get your flu shots and other shots and boosters. As it ends, one of the players hops down from the stage and immediately starts talking to a young man leaning against the back wall. Did you see that, Teo? I got my first AA on Stop the Beat.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I did. You're doing great. So handsome. So handsome. Remember last month you couldn't even pass that song. Totes impressive. I'm gonna keep practicing, and one day maybe even surpass you. Hey, I hope you do. And when you do, you can be the one who brings in new dancers and teaches them how to play. I can have a water bottle soon. As the next song starts, my eyes shift from the conversation to observe the gyrations and intricate limb movements coming from the Showtime stage. I feel my head bopping and my foot tapping. Hey, it's a really catchy song, can you blame me? I'm getting really into it when I feel a hand on my shoulder.
Care to dance?
How about you? Want to take the spotlight? You know what, we can't. What? Sure, I can learn as I go. Let's dance. Back when I was stomping around on dance mat games as a kid, they had arrows. I'm not sure I'd even know how to play this one, but it has caught my curiosity. From previous observed conversation, this guy seems to know the ins and outs of this weird dancing game, and is keen to teach. Before I can commit to getting down with my bad self, I think I should know a little bit more about what exactly that entails. Plus, I'm used to playing these games solo, less chance of stomping on someone else's foot that way. Tis a valid point, however. How can I resist to ask a person such as yourself? You caught my eye the moment you walked over.
Wait. You're new here, right?
Yes, very, like 6 hours ago.
Name's
too.
Mateo, but everyone here just calls me Teo.
Teo's the best! Greatest guy here! He's sort of like our leader, yeah?
Please, I'm nothing really.
Oh, he looks me directly into my eyes.
Nothing as special as you.
Oh my god.
I just like to show newbies the ropes and teach them how to play. Our community is small, but we're all super close.
Just joking here.
I think you'd be a
Not.
perfect addition to our gang.
This is like board game night.
So, what do you say? Play our silly dancing game?
I'm on a clock, bestie. Teo outstretched his arm to me, waiting for my hand to grab his. You know, we gotta politely decline. The offer is hard to refuse. Dance games are fun, you know, but I can't imagine being up there dancing in front of a huge crowd. Maybe after I play Showtime stage multiple times, alone, possibly in the dark. I'll give it a try eventually after I sort out the basic steps. Maybe you can teach me how this thing works? I would enjoy that. Sorry. I've taught many lead-footed newbies to become master movers and shakers. No time for lessons, unfortunately. I'm on the clock right now. I'm the new floor attendant, Cora. Really? But I haven't seen you around here at all. What happened to the other guy? He was actually pretty good at Showtime stage, now that I think about it. He's out. I'm in. He's currently year 0 of the floor attendant Cora regime. It's currently year 0 of the floor attendant Cora regime.
Hello there.
Well, it's an honor to meet you, Cora. I hope we get to know each other well. Indeed. For someone that loves Showtime stage as much as you do, I haven't actually seen you play yet. True, most of the time during these meetups, I tend to let everyone else play. I go around and make sure everyone's happy and having a blast. But what about you and your feelings? Teo shrugs. My happiness comes from making other people happy. That's all I need in life. Which is all well and good, but I still need to deal with this crowd. How else to handle it? We need to seriously talk about crowd sizes. I know you're having a ball out here, but this crowd is blocking the emergency exit. By law, we have to keep Pat present. Can't you let it slide just this once? For me? Nope. If I let it happen once, then it's gonna happen all the time. I get it though. Your crew's passionate about this game, and that's a good thing. But a stampede on the first day of work would be bad for everyone involved. Do you imagine the headlines? Local floor attendants trampled on first day. Blood everywhere. Very true. I don't want to be checking my social media tomorrow and click the link to your obituary. We totes can't have that. I got this. Luckily, the song that was being played just finished. Teo jumps up to the stage and cups his hand over his mouth. Hey, listen! It's Iris. We need to keep this area to the left of the stage clear. Oh man, but why? I like my spot. Hey now, you know the deal. We have to be cool about fire safety. It's Cora's first day, let's show them some respect. I see everyone turn around and glare at me. Great, now I'm going to be known as the party pooper. I guess I've had worse reputations in my lifetime. Like the one time I had to get close to the pool because that dirty bandage floating in the water. No one would talk to me for a week. Hey, don't disappoint me, crew. Cora's just doing their job. Luckily, the crowd reshuffles itself to a semi-orderly fashion. As everyone settles into a safer way of watching the game, Teo jumps down and comes back to me. Better? I nod, genuinely impressed on how Teo can capture his community's attention. They listen to him and have the utmost respect for him. Yeah, actually, much better.
Didn't mean to cause any trouble. Sometimes we just get so caught up in the game, you know? Of course you know. Hey, you should still join us later. Maybe when your shift's over. We'll all be here dancing until closing time.
As long as that dancing is within the law, carry on. Officer Cora has spoken. I start to walk away, ready for my next venture, when I remember something I should do. I turn back to Teo. Hey, thanks.
No problem.
Well, I feel nice and accomplished. I was able to uphold the safety of the arcade and make new friends. I say that's pretty good for my first day. Even Gavin's got to be impressed, right? With that business sorted out, it's time to leave the Showtime stage. The arcade is now at peace. My work here is done. Well, actually, we're a few hours from closing time, so my work isn't quite done yet, but, you know. I'm so at peace, in fact, I don't even notice the underboss of the arcade sliding up on behind me. Not a bad first day so far. I've been keeping tabs on you. Well, others have been, and they've been texting me. Snitches. I work with snitches. You know, you should consider getting a proper group chat going. I've got a crappy phone plan. My texts aren't free. A valid point. I'll look into that.
Impressive.
I'm impressed with how you handle yourself. I think you're going to work out just fine. Let's check our scores. How's our stats looking? Oh, Percy doesn't like us. Oh, no! Oh, no! Why does everyone like us except for Percy? What do we do? I'm sorry, Percy. I wasn't prepared for that. Oh, no! Oh. Sorry, man. I really like you. I don't know what I did wrong. I remember I said the line. Anyway, I've prepared your paperwork. If you'd like to go sign and make this working relationship a bit more above board.
Yeah.
So you're saying? Please tell me you're saying. I mean, I fed you and everything. Francine hasn't fired them yet, right? Adorable Nightmare joins the impromptu staff gathering. Cora's off to a great start. Here's your first day, followed by many more. Don't you two have jobs to attend to? Just order a replacement power supply for Robotron. Nothing left for you today. How many kids around for me to entertain? Finally, a quiet moment. My dream job has been going a mile a minute since I got here. Is it my dream job? I told Francine I was looking for hope. I've been so used to life dumping all over me that I've come to expect the worst generally. And yet, I can't say the Funplex has dumped on me. It's been hectic at times, a little too much, but not really in a bad way. I'm starting to get along with my coworkers, I'm helping people with their problems. Maybe I'm finding the hope I was looking for after all. We've only got a few more hours till closing. It's nice and quiet. How will we game a bit? Speak for yourself, I still got paperwork to handle. Oh, come on, don't act like you don't game. Irrelevant. I know your dirty little secret. What? Naomi, you sneak in each morning and play pinball. You're a pinball wizard. Well, what of it? I bring order to the chaos. Pinball is the very expression of that art form. That's so cute. This is a cute trait to give him. You know what we should do? Impromptu pinball tourney. The girls are giggling, and I find myself smiling alongside them. All in all, not a bad way to end my first day. Yep, it ends there.
By the way, I've booked a birthday party for this afternoon.
Oh my god, sorry, Griffin. Absolute looks of horror. Shock and horror. Okay, we're doing good? We're doing good? Okay. The looks of confusion and outright terror on their faces, all laughter dying off immediately, are vaguely concerning to me.
Sorry, I meant to tell you, dears, but I plumb forgot.
A birthday party. How old are the kids, may I ask? It's for... oh, fuck. It's her 5th birthday. Oh, to be young again. 5-year-olds. Naomi starts pulling her hair, eyes wide and trembling. Throwing ski balls overhead in the glass, jumping up and down in the pinball machines, putting chewing gum in the coin slots, pulling at my costume, tearing off pieces of it. Naomi, Ashley, keep it together. We survived kids' birthdays parties before. Doom! Doom! The end is nigh!
Well, I'd hate to get in the way of all the fun. Yep, it's time for my afternoon nap anyway. Have fun, dears.
Right. Battle stations, everyone. I'll take the ticket guests so I can oversee operations. Ashley, greet the kids. Naomi, watch for hardware damage. Cora, roaming duty. Look for trouble. Do what you can. Prepare yourselves. They are coming. There are drums in the deep. Like an oncoming tidal wave, the rumbling is felt before it is seen. Parents pulling into the parking lot, minivans, disgorging kindergartners, and suddenly, there they are. An explosion of small humans rushes the door, bursting into the arcade before scattering every which way. Even before any of them can get tokens, they're grabbing at joysticks, smashing buttons, eager to get their game on, or even just pretending to be playing. The crew assumes battle stations. Naomi by the fragile pinball machines, Ashley by the door trying to distract the incoming kids to greet them. Gavin, armed with pre-stuffed $10 rolls of tokens, quickly exchanges them with the adults. Beats waiting in line for the change machines. As for the pro gamers, well, Queen Bee and Teo's friends bolt for the exit, abandoning them. Keen on getting out ahead of the surge of kiddies, I guess. That's all very well and good, but I've got no idea where I'm supposed to be. Roaming duty, Gavin said. Look for trouble, Gavin said. I mean, I was doing that before, but now the chaos has multiplied. For a few minutes, I'm like a pinball being bounced around, or like that frog trying to cross the highway of traffic. Eventually, I spot three potential problems on the rise. Cora, professional floor attendant, is ready to attend them. Which one of these should I tackle first? I might not be able to deal with them all in time. Alright, we're gonna do the box of cupcakes. I can smell disaster on the wind, and it smells sweet. As in, I can smell the box of birthday cupcakes one of the parents left near the ticket desk, with kids swarming around it, scavenging for their favorite icing colors. I had my, what was my 6th birthday? It was either like 6 or 7. I had it at a bowling alley, and I'm sure it was similar to this. I had this awesome unicorn cake, though. At first, my inner child is merely offended that someone thought that one of those icing blobbed cupcake cakes was superior to an actual birthday cake. But there are clearly larger issues at stake than that.
I want a chocolate! Don't take all the chocolate!
I want 2 cupcakes. Give me 2 cupcakes.
I hate kids.
Fair! Everybody gets one, and mine's gotta be chocolate!
Of course, the kid at the front grabs the last one.
Keepers, losers, weepers.
The parents aren't paying attention. They're too busy complaining about their jobs and the weather and the PTA and stuff. Meaning, when the first cupcake is thrown, nobody's there to stop it.
Stop it! Stop it! I want chocolate!
As blobby wads of icing and sponge cake go flying, I glance over to the coin-op games which are about to get caught in the crossfire. Naomi, who's busy trying to unjam a joystick one of the kids wrangled too hard, looks up to see the cupcake onsite coming her way. As is Ashley, whose fuzzy costume is a nice and inviting target for the flying confectionery. Ash fast, Cora. You know what? We're gotta save the costume. Quickly, I hurl myself into the action. Get down, Miss Ashley! Numbness sets in as multiple rounds of frosting-covered motor file impact against my body. When I finally hit the ground, my clothes are totally ruined. But alas, my noble self-sacrifice could not save them both. No, the game! The joust she was working on with me this morning got its controls splattered with icing, including sugary slime dumped right into the exposed joystick she was fixing. But Ashley's at my side in an instant. Cora! No! Damn you, unjust universe! Ashley, it's so cold. Lie still, Cora. I won't let you die on me. I'm not dying. The icing's just kind of cold and sticky and gross. Oh, well, that's okay then. By this point, the lackadaisical parents have finally noticed the pastry wars and are busy rounding up the combatants for various scoldings. Meanwhile, Naomi's near tears as she fixes an out-of-order sign to the screen with sticky tape. It feels like putting a deck shroud over it. Who's texting me? Okay, cool. Oh man, I just fixed this game. I'm sorry, Naomi. And I've got icing in my hair and in my work apron and ugh. That's a weird sound. Back to the workshop, I guess. Wouldn't want to put the oh, I'm running out of steam. Wouldn't want to plug it back in like this. There might be an electrical short. Sorry, my body's not really wide enough to cover both of you properly. I don't think your job contract covers cupcake defense, so you did more than you had to. I don't blame you. Now, where's that dolly? I feel bad. She gave me lunch and everything. I'm sorry, Naomi. I just figured, I don't know, it might be easier to repair the game than to get all that stuff out of a, mascot. I might have more time to help Naomi later. Figuring it's the least I can do, I quickly help her move the game to the back room. Naomi follows to get cracking on and repairs. Wow, they really got you good, didn't they?
What if?
Oh, hey, I wonder if you have superpowers now. What? Well, most superpowers have some tragic accident in their backstory. One that gives them abilities beyond that of mortal men.
See.
Young Cora Endret, a shiftless and directionless 20-something, cut down in their prime by a cupcake onslaught, wakes up the next day with the strength and speed of a cupcake. Wait, no, that doesn't work. No, instead they can summon cupcakes to do their bidding. Together, with an army of sugary delights, they fight crime. Coming this fall from Marvel Studios. What do you think? You know what? I like it. Green Lantern have Zack Snyder direct. Get Zack Snyder direct and have Chris Pratt and Naomi Watts star with Gilbert Gottfried as Cuppy the Talking Cupcake. You sure your true calling is a movie production? I'll have my people call your people and they'll all do lunch. But seriously.
Thank you.
Thanks. You didn't have to take that mess from me, but you did, and I really appreciate it. I'll cover the floor a little extra when you go change, okay? We'll talk later. No problem. Be seeing you. With a brief nod from Gavin, I snatched one of the official Funplex tees and replaced my cupcake's top. After a few minutes in the bathroom change and wipe the icing off my pants, I'm ready to go again. Right, that's sorted out. But two other situations about to spin out of control. I've only got time to deal with one of them. Which one? We're going to do the stolen tickets. I weave my way through the waves of children towards the skee-ball machines. One little girl sitting at the edge of a skee-ball ramp crying. No parent in sight to settle her, so the task falls on me. I'm guessing I should be more cautious about this sort of thing with lawsuit-happy parents lurking on the video machines ignoring their kids, but Floor Attendant Cora decided to take the case all the same. Sorry, I'm hearing noises outside. We did the pool. There's kids at the pool. Hey, my name's Cora and I work at the arcade. What's wrong? Can I help? Her sobbing pauses and she looks up at me.
I lost my tickets. Someone stole them from me. I played and won a bunch of them, but then I put them down and I was talking to a friend, and now they're gone.
I glance around, but in the sea of kids, it's impossible to tell who the thief could be.
I don't even have any more tokens to play with. I set up all a ski ball and my tickets are all gone now.
Easy. We'll figure this out somehow. Although I've got no clue where to even start, to be honest. Maybe there was a witness to the crime. Percy would have had a good view in the redemption game area based on where Moopy's positioned. Gavin has the ticket desk, a veritable crow's nest for the whole arcade. He could have spotted something. Or I could bend the rules to solve this directly. We'll see. We need to bond with Percy. Okay, don't worry. I'll get your tickets back one way or another. Really, Cora? Just wait here. I'll be back in a jiff. I walk up to Percy, tapping him on the shoulder to get his attention. Sorry to interrupt, but the girl in pink over there, someone stole her tickets. I was hoping you saw something. Oh. Frowns a little, looking slightly embarrassed.
Wow.
Sorry, love. Oh, that's cute. I've been pretty deep in this run, wasn't exactly paying attention. Poor girl. The ruffians have absconded with her tickets, you say? Yeah, well, can't exactly expect you to babysit. I'll just go check with Gavin. No need for that. This obstacle can be removed rather readily, and perhaps to be an object lesson as well. He steps away, letting his extra lives croak one by one. Something more important has clearly captured his attention.
Hello.
Hello, my name's Percy. You say you need tickets? Yeah, I wanted to get colored crayons. 50 tickets if I recall. Tall order, but certainly achievable. Here, let me show you the best way to reach your goal. It leads our little group a short ways over the game of colorful spinning lights. Skee-Ball, even played well, has an expected value of 4 tickets per token. But this game has an EV of 8, 10 if you're sharp enough. It demonstrates dropping in a token. The light starts swirling round and round until he snaps out and pushes a single control button with perfect timing, capturing the light right between 2 pink goalposts. 12 tickets come streaming out of the slot, the maximum possible per token.
Lovely.
Simple, yes? Here, I can spot you some tokens to get started. He produces a short stack of brassy tokens from an ample supply in his pockets. But the girl just sort of stares at the game confused. But this game's really boring.
Pardon me?
Boring? But it's got colorful lights, see? And it plays very well. But it's boring. I like rolling skee balls into the holes. You want those crayons, yes? And this is the most efficient way to get them. The girl sighs, disappointed, but she's not crying anymore. The distraction was enough to crack her out of the feedback loop of despair, I guess. Hands the tokens back, and the stack clinking lightly into Percy's open hands.
Thank you.
Thanks, mister, but I got other crayons at home. I guess I'll just use those. Not exactly cheered up, but not exactly weeping, she mixes back into the crowd to find her friends and play with them instead. Huh. Well, my apologies, Cora. Seems I've let you both down. Although I must confess to be rather puzzled by this. If you had a clear and distinct goal, what's so bad about accomplishing it by the most direct means? She's 5. I think she cares more about the fun than the expected value. I'll admit my experience with children is unorthodox. I suppose it's best to admit my failure in this moment and move on. I've had a ride, but curiosity takes me. Spirit of competitor. But isn't playing Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze fun for you? Why else would you play it all the time? Hang on, you spend all day every day playing Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze. It doesn't offer any tickets or rewards or any sort. There's a high score. Right, but are you really only playing for the score? Surely you find this game itself fun. I mean, what drew you to Moopy in the first place? Why that game for your score challenge? The question puts him at ease. He pauses, unable to smoothly deliver an answer.
Well,
it's a bit personal, really. Not that I'm offended. Oh, no, I just mean it was a very personal decision to take up this particular challenge, this game. A mixture of nostalgia and a promise to keep. He shakes his head. I suppose this isn't the time or place. Others need your help today, Cora, and this old man's got a game to get
much
back to.
obliged.
But thank you for helping me. Thank you for trying to help that girl, and thanks for allowing me to try to help. Even if we both struck out, it shows character. He returns to the game, having lost most of his extra lives, but doesn't seem to mind the setback. If anything, he's smiling more than he was a minute ago. 2 problems in the can. Okay, cupcakes and tickets sorted out. As for the angry shouting parent by the driving games, Uh-oh. Looks like they went home. Problem solved? But the boy she was shouting at is gone, too? Hey, Cora, you missed the fireworks, and I don't mean my dancing. What happened? Maybe glares back briefly in the middle of playing some samurai-based fighting game. Some bitch was screaming at this kid for no good reason. Eventually, the parents got into a shouting match. Taylor talked them both down, but they decided to bail on the party. All I did was point out that we were right next to a donut shop frequented by some very well-read cops. Trat, I was hoping to cool things off so they keep enjoying the party. Don't sweat it. Person, you did good out there. Yeah, I saw that impromptu cupcake shooting gallery. What a mess. And those stolen tickets? Man, kids can be jerks, but you gave it your best. You look pretty run down, though. Why not take a break? I have a solemn and sworn duty to bring peace to my arcade. Fuck that. Go take 5. Well, truthfully, I'm pretty worn the heck out after all that. Taylor's right. I need to step away from this craziness, even for a few minutes. After a silent nod from Gavin to confirm that's cool with him, I step away, headed for the employee lounge. What a day. quirky coworkers, diehard pro gamers, volatile kids getting into volatile situations. I'd say it's a recipe for wackiness or some cliche, but nothing's an easily dismissed cliche when it's all happening to you directly. Okay. Alright, so we're bonding the most with Ashley. Let's check our stats. I want to keep them all kind of up at the same. I don't want to feel left out. Frankly, I'm exhausted. I drop into one of the cheap folding metal chairs in the employee break room, groaning and rolling my head back, trying to work out the kinks of my sore shoulders, and spot an upside-down kid. Huh. Oh wait, I'm the one leaning backwards. I sit up and turn around instead. Better. Wait, what's the kid doing back here? Hey, I think he was hoping I wouldn't notice him. Hi. Hi, and you are? Mikey. Okay, that's the start. Hi, Mikey, my name's Cora. So, what are you doing back here? This is an employees only area. Wait, there's a keypad. How did you get in? The guy at the desk dropped this. He holds out a piece of paper with the door code written on it. Huh. Score 1 for Ashley's wild storytelling being more fact than fiction. Okay, but you can't stay back here. Well, I don't see any knives or stabbing implements out in the open, so I guess it's technically safe,
Please
but...
don't send me back out there.
Oh, well, this is curious. I lean in so we can both be on the same eye level. Something wrong? You can tell me. I work here. I'm the person who solves problems.
No problems. Just don't want to go out there.
Don't you want to go play with your friends? He gives me the most cynical, bitter laugh I've ever heard of a kindergartner.
I don't got any friends. I don't know anybody here. My family just moved to the city. And before that, we lived in another city. And one more for that, but I was too little to remember.
Uh-oh, I think... Sorry.
Mom told me to come to the party anyway, and I didn't want to, but she took me anyway. And then she left because she's got to work.
Sorry, I might have to take a quick break here. 1 second.
Mom told me to come to the...
Sorry, this will just take 1 second. Okay, we're back. Okay. New kid in town, huh? He nods mutely. Still, I should have busted him there and then, brought him back out to the party where the other parents would supervise him. I should have told Gavin. I should have enforced the rules of the arcade. Okay, kid, I won't tell on you. If you want to stay back here for the rest of the party, I'll keep you company. Thanks. You really want to tell my mom? Nope. Why? I thought you'd want to make him go. You're an adult. Hey, I wasn't always an adult. I was a kid once. The new kid in town, in fact. You were the new kid? Yeah, although for me, that started happening back when I was 10. Again and again, moving town from town, school to school. Never really make any friends, not for years. Mom and Dad kept losing jobs and taking new ones, worse ones. They'd be working all day long too tired when they came home to do much of anything. After years and years of this, I stopped hoping things would get better. I decided I'd take what I could get. I'd go with the flow. What does that mean? It means you don't care. Some things are good, some things are bad, but you don't care. You just do what you have to do without really being sad over it.
That sounds so sad. You weren't sad? It's sad to never care about anything, right?
I guess I was sad. I just told myself I wasn't going to be sad, even though I really was. And then I bite my tongue hard. Because my little involuntary trip down memory lane was not helping this kid out. Wouldn't have helped little Cora out if an adult did this for me. So instead, I decided to be the adult that little Cora would have needed. You know what? You take the time you need. I'll stay with you. You know what helps when I'm sad? Peace and quiet. That's why you came back here, right? All the beeps and boops, the kids laughing, and the craziness, it's too much. But that's okay. If you need a quiet moment, I'll be right here with you. Okay. We sit in there in silence. For a time, I flip through my phone, but only half-heartedly. I want to be ready if he wants to talk. For a few minutes, he's okay with the tugging his shoelaces looking at the floor. I don't know what to do. Everyone's having fun. I don't know how. I don't know how to make friends and have fun. I can't even try. I just mess it up. It's tricky, that's for sure. But there's a good thing about going with the flow, too. It's not always sad. Think of it like, okay, imagine a cup of water. Huh? A cup of water. What happens when you pour it into a bowl? The water is still shaped like a cup? That's silly. It's bowl-shaped. Exactly. People can be like water, too. You need to know how to be quiet and peaceful. Now you need to know how to flow. Lots of kids out there. Watch who they talk to. Listen to what they're talking about. And when you hear something you can talk about, when it looks like they want to talk but have no one to talk to, that's when you can always have some fun. I promise you, some of the kids out there are just as sad. They want to have fun and don't know how. You could be the friend they need. And Mikey's smiling. Not a big goofy grin, not the hive happiness, just simple understanding. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll go back to the party. And it'll be a cup of water. I take his hand and leave him out to the back of the main room. And off he goes. I'm not fooling myself. I know I haven't fixed all of Mikey's problems. I'm no child psychologist. That was just entirely me flying by the seat of my pants. But for one moment there, I was able to help someone in the same crappy situation I found myself in long ago. 15 years ago. Everything changed. No more family vacations, no more arcade visits. We couldn't afford them and they couldn't take time off work. The whole Android family just had to settle, to accept a lot we had been dealt with. Then they go with the flow, never hoping, never wanting. Juniper did her best to pull me out of that mire. I only know her a few years, one of the few stable times in my life, but she knew the edge I'd been pushed to. Now, here I am. Today's been, well, bonkers. Alternatively, boring and hectic, surreal, and way too real. I can honestly say I'm more alive today than I have been in a very, very long time. Beep, beep. Beep, beep, Cora. My emotional voice analysis subroutines combined with your body language suggest you're very happy right now. Yeah, I guess I am. How did you know? I just told you, silly. I mean, how did you know I love this job so much?
I know.
That's easy. I didn't. What? I lied. I was 47% sure. Oh, it has elements needing to click with your optimal social requirements, a fun atmosphere, spirit of coworkers, helping people out, and so on. Also, I cross-referenced your roommate's postings talking about how much you enjoy arcade visit when you were a kid. Still, 47%.
99.97%.
But I was 99.97% sure that if I said I was 99.9% sure, you'd be willing to give it a try. Another thing to thank Juniper for, I guess. You're a really weird little app, you know.
Hooray!
I try to be. From cars pulling up in the parking lot, it looks like the party's over. It's just about closing time for the arcade anyway. Most of the gamers have filed up by now if they hadn't already been fled the tidal wave of kiddies. My first impulse is to go bug Gavin about my paperwork, but that can wait. I'd rather go help someone with tidying up or maybe see how the VIP gamers are doing. Okay, who we talk to? Not enough time to go running around checking in with everyone though. Who do I want to hang out with? We can go talk to... We'll go talk to Teo. I've mostly seen Teo busting groove on Showtime stage, but currently he's chilling with some Fast Cars 5. As I approach, he seems pretty relaxed, reclining back onto his seat. No less dance to S tonight? Nah, I've danced so much today my legs feel like jelly. And jelly legs, the Rusty's calves, and try my hand on some of the other games. Do you play Fast Cars 5 much, then? Not really. In fact, I actually hate driving, but since I was over here earlier, I figured I could give it a try. And, how is it? It's okay, I guess? Okay. So, Showtime stage, huh? I can tell your heart just isn't in Fast Cars 5 like it's Showtime stage.
Mm-hmm.
Truth. But I would gladly remove my heart from the stage so it can belong to you. Teo! I kid. But Fast Cars stage just doesn't make my blood pump like Showtime stage does. I think I've messed that up. There's so little movement in racing games. But as you probably realize, dancing games differ vastly from racing games and the communities surrounding them too. Communities? Yeah. All of us who enjoy the same game come together to play, talk, and appreciate each other's company. Our Showtime stage group meets 5 times a week, and it's always a blast. It's a lot of times. There's dancing, funky beats, sweating. What's more could you ask for? A towel? I always bring an extra towel too for the newcomers. There are several gaming communities that frequent here. You'll meet them all eventually. I'm happy to report that Funplex is one of the biggest Showtime stage communities in the country. But don't you worry, we aren't a rowdy bunch. Well, maybe a little rowdy, but if you ever need to settle down, just ask. I'll be your genie. Your wish is my command. Right now, all I wish is for a nice hot pass and a long sit down in my favorite comfy chair. I'm Poops. Ha! You've earned a nice relaxing evening. From what I saw, you worked your buns off. Thank you. I just hope my buns are still firmly attached. I don't know if I do if I lost my buns. I'm sure they'd show up behind you, but if you ever need to shake those buns, you should join me up on Showtime stage. Maybe one day. I'll hold you to that, Cora. Anyway, it's been real, but I need to consume food before I fall over. I'll catch you on the flip side. Teo jumps up out of Fast Cards 5 console and smiles at me as he wanders his way out of the funplex. With things winding down, there's just one last thing to take care of before I'm out the door. I seek out Gavin to handle the remains of the day. Cora, good work today. Thanks, boss. Mid-boss? Sub-boss? Gavin, will do. I can't say you've been a perfect employee, but my standards are impossibly high, so I'll assume you're as close to perfect as is reasonable. Not entirely sure why you consulted Percy regarding those tickets. He's not on staff, but I suppose that's a minor issue. Unfortunately, the cost of cleaning up carpets and games after the cupcake assaults will be a chunk of change, but I suppose you did all you could there. I'm not pleased that you sold her a Moopy for only $1,000, not $3,000 as I requested. Gavin, we only paid $200 for the game. I'd be ripping off a customer. A customer with exceptionally deep pockets, and one who squats on the game all day, spending only a handful of change in the process. If anything, $3,000 is what we need to make up the lost profit from Percy being so Moopy obsessed. What's more, why is this still here is a good question. Was it not clear I wanted it gone? Percy didn't want to break up the family. They're machines, not people. He also didn't want Naomi to be sad. Yes, well, Naomi needs to learn to let go, I'd say. Ahem. Are you giving our poor little Cora a hard time, Gavin dear? Miss Francine, I thought you were napping.
Let's be sensible.
Naomi's dream matters too, as is the dream of Percy, that poor fellow. Poor? Isn't Percy stinking rich?
Everyone has a dream they're chasing.
Gavin, I know you mean well, wanting to keep everyone's dreams afloat, but sacrifice made in that name which shattered the dreams of others, well, that's not what the Funplex is all about. Cora, you understand, yes? The reason why? Why am I here? That's the question she asked me during the interview. Now I think I understand. I came here today looking for hope. Hope I could do more with my life than compromise, settle for what I can get, and go with the flow. Everyone I met today is full of hope. Gamers changing scores, people following their passions. Nobody here is willing to give up on their dreams. Not even you, Gavin. You know, we're better than this, Gavin. We don't settle. We chase after our hopes and dreams and won't accept anything less. I see.
Apologies.
Cora, Miss Francine, I apologize. It's difficult to balance my idealism against my realism some days. But I know in my heart I need to err on the side of idealism, even when my mind screams in protest. I can assume you're still keen to work here, Cora? I don't even hesitate before applying. Absolutely. Gavin fetches a short stack of forms. Fill out these tonight, hand them in to me first thing in the morning. And welcome to the Funplex. Welcome to the family, I'd say. I'm sure you'll fit in just fine, Cora. One bus ride later, and it's home again, jiggity jig. Jupiter, already home from work, bounds eagerly to interrogate me on my day. So, how'd it go? It went well. Well, really well. Your little app came through, despite being terrifyingly omniscient and just a little bit unnerving. You forgot to mention adorable. That's wonderful. I'm so glad to hear things worked out, and you even came home with a smile, like when you were a lifeguard. Huh. I guess I am smiling. Interesting.
By the way, there's just one teensy-weensy little question I have for you. Why exactly did you order a giant crate full of pizza bagels?
Did I neglect to mention that part of the terms and conditions? On the plus side, I know what I'm having for lunch tomorrow. Okay, that's gotta be it. And that's level 1 of Arcade Spirits complete. Hey look, you also won a prize. You'll get one of these for each level you clear, plus some extras for various endings and hidden thingies. I've unlocked all of the prizes. Now let's check your score. Looks like you and Ashley are having some good times. Okay, so I need to work on a relationship with Painby, Naomi, and Gavin. They were very friendly. You've proven to be a gentle, sweet, and compassionate soul. Also, you scored 6,400 points. Nice. Keep talking to people and your score will go up, up, up. Today's pizza facts. Americans eat approximately 100 acres of pizza every day, or 300 slices per second. Wow. You want to save your game before proceeding to level 2? I do want to save my game. And we will end it there. Thank you so much for joining me. I absolutely love this game so much. And yeah, again, you can find this on Steam at itch.io, Arcade Spirits. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. We will leave it off there. Sorry for any background noise. And yeah, we'll do level 2 next time. All right, bye.